G'day world, Chris Hogan coming to you live from Myriad 2018 and Falls Farm here at Mapleton. I'm here with David Williams, Director of Gilimbaa. How you going, David?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, really good, thanks.
So, David, what's Gilimbaa?
So we're a creative agency that was started by Amanda Lear, Ben Johnson, myself back in 2008. As a creative agency, we get to work with many wonderful clients, communities, places and spaces around the country. Simply an organisation that we say it's stories told, stories shared. And we've got an amazing crew of Indigenous and non-Indigenous staff, designers and artists who all make part of the Gilimbaa team and celebrate who we are as a nation and as a country and get those stories out there.
Is it specifically Indigenous stories?
Primarily, a lot of our work is around Indigenous communication, but we do a lot of some mainstream work as well. But I think we're in a unique position where we get to have a footprint in some places around the country where it's an absolute honour to do so when we have elders share some of their stories with us and entrust us and build those relationships with those communities. It's an amazing opportunity for us as an organisation to be part of that story.
And why is it important that these stories be shared? Just come back in the shot.
Certainly. I think it's something that all Australians can be proud of. That they may find that their knowledge and connection to Australia's first people hasn't really existed. Whether it be through the school system or through media. So I guess for us as an organisation, it's great to be able to allow some of those stories to come to light and allow wider Australia to really connect with those stories and celebrate who we all are as a nation.
Yeah. So we were recently in the Queensland outback and we were speaking to some Indigenous peeps out there and one of the challenges is that I guess a lot of the stories had been lost. A lot of the culture had been lost, which was really sad because, I wanted to learn about the land and also, especially I'm very interested in food. So, bush tucker and all the rest of it, and that they're still only just now sort of piecing back together some of those traditional stories that it's important that we pass on. Yeah?
That's right, and I think as over 200 years ago, there are a couple of hundred different languages, of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander languages with a variety of dialects, in there as well. And unfortunately, a lot of that language has been lost. I was talking to an amazing Barraloola woman earlier this year, and she was saying that she's working really hard to help revive the Yanyuwa language, and there was one of the speakers of a specific dialect out there that they're the last person alive with that knowledge of that dialect. So once that goes, that's it. So there's a lot of work being done with language centres all around the country to help revive and build a lot of those languages. A mob down in Gimbaanji country, they've been able to develop a lot of their resources and include, from what I understand, some of their language and neighbouring language groups into the school curriculum. So it's really being able to embed that into young fellas, young Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander kids to really use that language as a vehicle to build their identity and connect with their identity. So amazing work done by many community organisations around the country.
What's some of the terminology that might help people understand the Aboriginal culture? I mean, you just use the word mob, but like it was a nothing, and I guess we use it in Australia a lot. Yeah. What does that mean?
Oh, we mob group, community people. It's we have a lot of our adapted terminology that we use. Deadly, too deadly, this and that, gammon. It's all some of those things that I think.
Is there some traditional terms that have come through?
Some, when you're talking about Binang, like he is, and that is a number of different language groups that use that similar term. But it was interesting with the Deadly Choices campaign, which is the health campaign that comes out of Queensland about getting your health checked. So there was a scenario where there was an overseas visitor who was asking this person around what does deadly mean, because you go, well, deadly choices is a healthy choice, and then thinking that deadly is a dangerous term. So a dangerous choice is a healthy choice. They couldn't really understand that, but it's a term that we use as sick, mad, whatever. So that's too deadly. That mob, they're too deadly. So yeah.
Very cool. And what's some of the food that maybe exists around us that people? Do you know much about the food, the bush tucker? Apart from the stuff that's been grown in the farm.
No, there's a lot of really great products out there, and a lot of a number of qualified Indigenous chefs who have really taken it upon themselves to really, I guess, build awareness around the use of native foods within, I guess, contemporary cuisine. So, a lot of things like, Dale Chapman with her food group, a lot of things around lemon myrtles and bush plum, chutney and all this kind of stuff. And I think it's a really amazing story to be able to tell in terms of, this is something that we all enjoy in terms of food, but this is an added layer and story to that, which is pretty amazing.
And you mentioned the bunya mountains, so the bunya nuts.
Yep, absolutely.
And we got
something with bunya nut. They make a great pesto. So grind that up and bunya nut pesto is just amazing.
Yeah, sure do. Well, thanks very much for your time, David.
No worries.
I understand you've got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
No worries.
And how do people stay across what Gilimbaa are doing?
Well, check out our Facebook, like us, facebook.com/Gilimbaa. We've also got our Instagram and Twitter account as well. So connect and it'd be great to help share those stories.
We'll be sure to tag Gilimbaa on this post. And David, if you've got time, jump on the comments. There'll be plenty of questions from around the world.
Yep.
Thanks so much for watching. We're here thanks to Everledger and Invest Sunshine Coast for Myriad 2018 on the Falls Farm in Mapleton. Cheers, and we'll see you again soon.